Ah! What's up, people's world? It's me again, Alex Warmer, aka AP3 Jumped. I am back with another Loud House episode review. I'm sorry that this is a week late, but I figured I'd release this along with Rita Her Rights, both in 2 days back to back. So, today I am reviewing Fandom Pains. Now, where do I even begin with this episode? First off, do I like it? Yes, I love it, and there's lots of things to love about it. So I might not go in a very concise order with how I'm talking about the episode, but hopefully it'll be presented well enough for you guys and for myself too, so I don't have to cringe at this after filming. But what's this episode about? Well, it's another Lucy themed episode. We've had several episodes that have focused on her at this point, which is good for me personally because Lucy is one of my favorite characters. I love her to death. I love all the characters to death, but her especially, she's one of my favorites. I have like 5 favorites, but still, it's always great to see. It's always great to see individual character episodes. Like we're almost there to having every single Loud family member have their own episode. Like completely their own episode. So yeah, this, like I said, was a great episode. I'm just gonna straight up give it a 10 out of 10 off the bat. Now, like I said, I don't know where to start, so I'm just gonna start talking. This marks the return of lots of things. A lot of interesting and fun things happen in the episode. There's only 3 siblings in the entire episode. There's only 3 Loud family members in the entire damn thing. Just Lucy, Lori, and Lenny. Lori and Lenny catch Lucy watching her favorite show, Vampires of Melancholia, which I'll circle back to that in a sec. But they finally catch on to Lucy watching her show, and then they notice this new character named Tristan, who's the great nephew, or whatever, of Edwin the vampire. And Tristan, this new character played by the fictional actor Blake Bradley or whatever. Lori and Lenny take an absolute they take an immediate interest in the show all of a sudden because of him, and they only watch the show because of this new guy. And then Lucy gets very upset because Lori and Lenny are just hyper focused on this guy and kind of sort of ruining the show. Well, not ruining the show, but they're kind of making the show less enjoyable for Lucy to watch. And Lucy tries all these things to get them out of the show, and then they convince some of her friends who were in this club. I forget what it's called, but the club that they were featured in was first seen in Out of the Picture. Some kind of mortician's club or whatever. But all those background characters returned from that club, and Haiku makes yet another appearance, which is awesome. She makes her season 3 debut. So far she's only appeared in 1 episode per season, so this marks her 3rd appearance so far. Hopefully she'll get even more appearances, not just 1 episode per season, hopefully. But yeah, because she's an adorable character. And cracking my fingers. So yeah, there's even a little reference to one of the most recent graphic novel stories. They reference a story known as Goth Perks, which is like I said, one of the newest stories featured in the newest graphic novel, Live Life Loud, which I have yet to even read through, by the way, but I'm gonna read through it. Don't y'all worry about that. This is like I think only the 2nd time that they've referenced the graphic novels, or the graphic novels have been referenced in the show, because first time that happened, going on a little bit of a tangent, but the first time that happened was with no spoilers. And it started off as a graphic novel story first, and then there was an episode that had the same exact title. It wasn't necessarily about the same. It didn't have exactly the same premise, but had the same exact name. which is interesting. Lucy and Haiku even reference the. They even reference Goth Perks by name, so I'll definitely have to check that story out, see how it compares to what happened in the actual episode, because they were trying they just randomly got Halloween candy because people thought they were trick or treating in the middle of freaking April, which is when this episode takes place in, and yet for some reason there's orange trees outside, so that must mean it's fall, because how can it be fall? How can it be April and have fall weather outside? That's just a little bit of a weird error within the show, but just thought I'd point that out. I've seen someone point that out on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what the hell was up with that, but yeah. So the episode also has a very interesting lesson, and let me get back to that actually, because we finally get to see more of the show within the show, Vampires of Melancholia, and that's really awesome. It's always neat to see a series within a series. That's always really cool to me. I love seeing that because that's a very unique way to tell a story. And seeing the story within Vampires of Melancholia, seeing the episode within the episode, that was neat. And seeing the relationship between Edwin and his grandson Tristan. Excuse me, great nephew Tristan. That was very interesting to see. And by the way, Lucy and Haiku and all her friends want to basically like kill off Tristan, and that's pretty much what happened. And then the show within the show, we see Edwin getting rather despondent of Tristan's sudden absence, and because Edwin killed off Tristan, as far as I could remember, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah, he basically killed off Tristan. So afterwards, Edwin is, like I said, he's despondent about everything. He just feels like there's something missing. He feels basically incomplete without Tristan's presence, and that leads Lucy to feel the same exact way. And Lucy, she tears up in that moment, and that's really adorable, honestly. They wish they'd show her eyes, but Lucy tearing up, that's really adorable to see, and very very touching. And that compels Lucy to get Lori and Lenny to watch the show with her again, because as it turns out, Lucy misses the time that she spent with Lori and Lenny just watching the show with them, regardless if Lori and Lenny watched the particularly liked every single aspect of the show, but Lucy just missed spending time with them overall, just period. And so Lori and Lenny basically say the same thing to Lucy. It's like, we might have gotten into the show because of Tristan, but getting to spend more time with you in general is just really nice. And so they all wind up watching the show together at the end. And back to the show within the show, Edwin, he tries to, while he's feeling all depressed, Tristan out of nowhere suddenly comes back as a vampire. So Tristan's back in Edwin's life, and Edwin's very happy about that. Just like Lucy was very happy about Lori and Lenny being able to watch her show with her again. So yeah, basically two stories in one, which is neat. I sound like a broken record, but this was honestly the first episode of its kind. It was a very unique episode. Pulp Friction kind of did the same thing, where there was a story within a story, but this episode really took it out of the ballpark, because we finally got to see the show in its full glory. The show's first appearance Actually, it was mentioned by name way back in the first episode, but the first time we literally saw Vampires of Melancholia and Edwin's true appearance within that show was in Spell It Out. Coincidentally, another Lucy themed episode. So yeah, that was all very neat to see. And I'm going to talk about some random pieces of trivia. Well, I already talked about one earlier with the graphic novel reference and so voice actors. I didn't realize that John DiMaggio was the voice of Edwin, but that's really awesome because John DiMaggio he's one of the best voice actors that there is, and he's an integral part of the show, of the Lighthouse. So he does a great job at voicing Edwin. And Jack Griffo, he was a guest star in this episode. If you don't know, he's from the Nickelodeon show The Thundermans. I mean, he did a good job. He did a good job as Tristan / Blake Bradley. So yeah, even though he's from a show I don't particularly care about, I still think he genuinely did a good job at this role in the show, within the show. So that rhymed. By the way, Edwin is voiced by not. I'm getting a little confused. Not only is Edwin obviously based off fucking Edward from fucking Twilight, which I fucking despise, but the actor who plays Edwin in the show is named Edward something. So yeah, that's really neat. What I kind of want to see in the future is an episode of seeing like the cast members of Vampires of Melancholia. That would honestly be interesting to see. And Jill Talley plays a minor character for the first time in the episode. For like the very first time, I think. And also, this is the second episode where Lincoln is totally absent. That the first time that happened was with the Net Gains. However, in Net Gains, he was still mentioned by name by Flip. However, in this episode, Fandom Pains, he has no appearance whatsoever, no physical appearance, and no mention by name whatsoever. So, basically, like 2 episodes within the same wave, or bomb, if you will, are the first episodes where Lincoln is completely absent. So, that's a big deal for the series. And however, he still of course by tradition has a little cameo in the title card of every single episode. So, but still, he's going to have a lot more episodes where he's just totally absent from the show. So that is, I feel like it's very important. So I feel like I just gave myself a fucking aneurysm talking about all this, but because there was a whole lot to talk about, in this episode. So yeah, if you like this episode, and then let me know in the comment section below. If you like the video, then don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned for my review for Rita Her Rights. And let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section below. And if there's anything I can do to improve these videos, like presentation wise, then definitely let me know. I think I've gotten better with talking about stuff. I believe I've gotten better with not rambling and just totally not talking about something that has nothing to do with the video. But I feel like I could still do better with presentation. So let me know what I can do. I've already fixed my hair, so that was a joke. But I'm Alex Wimmer, aka AP3 Jump. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That's it for me. I'll see you soon. Let me know if there's anything I missed too, and be sure to like and share with your friends, because it's very hard to get well known online. So I know I sound petty for doing this, but be sure to spread the word if you can, because it would definitely help me out a lot. Honestly. Alright, I love you guys. I'm going to take a fucking nap because, yeah, I'm tired, and then I'm going to make dinner. Have a good one. I hope to God I didn't forget anything.